Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of The Fight Guys. We are here in beautiful Santa Monica, California at Wildcard West. I am Fernando Pimentel of BehindTheGloves.com. To the left of me, we have Steven Cureño of KO Artist Sports. Right to the right of me, as you can see, Shawn and Kim Porter. And to the far right, we have Barbershop Conversations, Frederick Hawthorne over there.
He get the fix.
This is like Obama when he shakes everybody's hand and then when he sees the brother, he's like, he hugging it out. Alright, but we're here with Ken and Shawn Porter. Obviously, from what we've heard today, you guys are no longer on the Mayweather-McGregor undercard televised portion. Can you just let the fans know what happened and what ultimately came up to make this decision?
Defer to me?
Either or.
I like to defer to my dad, but you know I can start it off by saying a lot's been going on in the last few weeks, and I think everybody knows that I'm not very. I keep everything pretty private and closed, so you guys see everything that we do as far as our work and stuff like that, but you don't really see the behind the scenes. And as of late, the things behind the scenes have kind of taken their toll on the camp, on the team, on me not, and. We made the decision, I think, Sunday to start talking about not taking his fight, and then he made the ultimate decision yesterday.
What ultimately led to make the ultimate decision?
Well, we lost a family member, and that was very hard to deal with. And along with that, a serious illness in the family, very close family member, sibling. And those type of things are the things that you try to work your way through, even when people get better. After it's over, after the film is over, those things still affect you. And so the effect of what we're dealing with and everything that's going on, we just say, you know what, this is not good. Everything we're dealing with, you gotta give your energy to your other family members that need you in those situations. And it's taken away, it's draining when you lose somebody. It takes the air out of your cells, or the balloon starts to get smaller, the air that you built up. So it's just one of those situations where we just have to deal with a family situation and then come back from that.
So being that what's next? What would you like to happen next?
What would we have happen next? Shawn wanted to fight. It's ultimately my decision to say, these things are important and we need to deal with it. So he wanted to fight, and you go through all those emotions. He's mad.
How's everything?
He's angry.
Yeah.
And then the hurt comes in, and then you go down, all through all those emotions where you cry and you hurt for your family and all of those things like that. So the most important thing right now is building them back up, building us back up. But man, we had an excellent camp yesterday. We had an excellent sparring session. We had another workout today that was great. We are going to continue to work as if we were fighting, because that's therapy within itself for us. But that's where we're at with it. As far as next, Suleiman says Danny Garcia. That's what Suleiman says. He says Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter would have to fight. We'll follow through with that. That's a fight that we love to have. This train won't stop. It just slowed down a little bit.
Sorry for your loss. I want to ask, talking about the Danny Garcia and the WBC mandating it, your Macho Man Randy Savage video you put on Instagram. Tell me what kind of inspired that. I mean, I didn't know you were a big wrestling fan or even a Macho Man fan, but that was hilarious.
I didn't know I was a big wrestling fan. At that time, we knew that we would be trying to solidify things with Thomas DULORME, and Suleiman came out and said, "This is the fight we want next for the interim title for the WBC," and Shawn Porter makes us through this fight, and this is what's going to be next. And my dad saw that on like a number of different websites, and he says, you know what, let's answer this. Let's make sure everybody knows that we want to fight Danny Garcia. That day, we filmed all of my training. I really didn't even train because he wanted to do 30-second clips and, you know, show everybody that we're training and we'll be ready. He left the PC, and then he calls up and he says, hey Shawn, I want you to do a video speaking directly to Danny. Let him know that you'll take the fight. So, all right, cool, yeah, no problem, I'll do that. Hung up with him, and I took a shower. I'm showering, I'm like, that sounds boring. You know, I do that all the time. You know, I do interviews all the time. I do something else. And me and the guy I was with, PC, we left the PC. Oh, Shawn, man, we forgot to do the video. I said, no, don't worry about that, man. I got something in mind. I don't know how it happened, but Macho Randy Savage popped into my head. And here's the craziest part. I was like, you know what, if I do this, I can't just, you know, just do it like Randy. Like, I gotta dress up, I gotta, you know, kind of get into character. And so I go running around looking for some things. Everything I had was like from Halloween or from, you know, a jacket I wear out at night or something like that. And while I'm doing that, I keep trying to pull up these videos of Macho so I can hear his voice. My phone wasn't gonna play anything. So I'm like, oh snap. So I'm like, all right, let's just do it. Cause I didn't want to back down, I didn't want to not do it, you know? So he's holding the phone, he's like, you just tell me when to go, and I'm like, you know, just kind of, I'm like, all right, turn it on. And I lay it out, one take, just like that, came off beautifully, the way I wanted it to. A, I wanted to have fun. B, I wanted everybody to laugh. And C, I wanted everybody to know that Shawn Porter wants to fight Danny Garcia now as soon as possible. Right. So everybody's wanting to know if I'm gonna do Macho again, if I'm gonna release another video.
You should Ultimate Warrior. We should go Ultimate Warrior on that.
And here, I'm not a wrestling fan. I know Macho. I know Hulk Hogan. And then I know The Rock, and I know Stone Cold. I know those guys. And I'm not really, you know, you tell me the Ultimate Warrior, I just know what he looks like. I don't know what, like, his fighting style or nothing, you know. So we'll see what's next.
What's funny for me is I walked in my house. And I looked to the left over here in my dining room area. And there's a leather jacket and a hat, and I just looked. I said, "What the hell?"
He didn't see the video.
He had no idea.
See the video yet, so
I said, "What the hell is going on in here?" I was serious. I said, "What is you doing?"
So what you finna do with that? Hey, look. And he kept walking, right? And so he's in the room. I said, it's already done.
Wait a minute. And then the boxer that was with us, Lenroy, who must have been filming it.
He's Jamaican. Oh yeah, Coach King, you gotta see this. Oh, you gotta see this.
I was still walking. He says, it's epic. And I'm like,
viral.
And I'm thinking in my mind.
It's hilarious.
I'm thinking in my mind, was they role playing in here? I didn't know what was going on at all.
Like,
and when I looked at it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I probably looked at that thing 100 times.
That's funny. It was good.
And I made sure I looked at it on different people's sites so we could get credit for it.
Now, most people, fans in general, don't get to see things we get to see. And even then, what we see, there's still things behind closed doors. Shawn, for you, going back to the whole subject, you were on the Mayweather-McGregor televised portion right there, the main event at Fox Sports. How mentally, what does that do to you to pull out of an event that millions and millions and millions of people were going to tune into? What is family? Most people don't know these things, but is family more important than the limelight? Then people viewing you and watching you, seeing you fight, getting to know more about you. Is at some point family take a front seat to that?
Yeah, for sure. My dad and my son, we had this conversation the other day, and he understands that my family is the most important thing to me. But moving on past that, another we talked, you know, all the way around, in and out, just so everybody out there knows. And he says, people know you being Shawn Porter. He says, if you've allowed some of this to get in the way of training, and we just need to know that Shawn Porter's gonna get it. You know, we don't need anyone else but Shawn Porter getting in the ring fighting that night. You know, you get in the ring and do something other than what you're expected to do or supposed to do. Then, you know, Shawn Porter didn't show up that night, and we can't have that. And I say, you know, I understand. You know, it was a tough pill to swallow, understanding, you know, what was ahead of me. But at the same time, I'm a Christian, and I'm understanding that, you know, God puts us in places that we're supposed to be for a reason. We take advantage of those opportunities and those positions. So they didn't feel like next week I will be in the best position to take full advantage of the opportunity, which is why we pulled out now, decided not to take the fight now, opposed to something else coming up or lingering or anything like that, moving into next week. So that really was the whole consensus of everything. And with all that being said, I'm okay with the decision my dad made, and the decision that we made as a team.
I think also like the flip side of that is, like you said, millions of people are going to be watching, and if say you're not mentally at your best, maybe that affects camp physically at some point. So millions of people watch that. Maybe they get excited by, you know, fans like us. Hey, you want to watch Shawn Porter? Like he's going to be the fun fighter to watch, and then, you know, maybe you lay an egg or something, and it's like, oh well, what is, you know, maybe I don't want to see him again or something. You know what I mean? So you kind of run that risk as well.
And I mean, like I said, we talked about it all. I understand fully. A lot of boxing people were looking forward to me fighting. You know, they were all quote unquote saying, you know, this was one of the only, you know, good fights that were going to go on that night, and everybody was going to agree, so on and so forth, you know. But it's like my dad said. I told my dad, I said, you know, I'm a fighter. You know, the lights come on, millions of people watching. That's when I shut and I'm ready to go. And he said, I understand that, but it's my job not only to protect you as my son, but protect you and your career as well. And saying all that, man, I fully understand what we're going through, what we've gone through, and where we're gonna end up on the other side of this.
How about the flip side of that coin, where you have Thomas DULORME, who some may say is borderline journeyman? What goes into his mind when he's like, damn, I had a chance to fight Shawn Porter, 1, and 2, get a check, and he's like, what do you say to a person like that, and what's his mentality approaching moving forward?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't know how he feels about this situation. We never even had it face to face. I don't know if I've never even shaken his hand. I'm not sure, but I can say this: if it was me, I would be a little bit upset. We had a situation, I think, 2 years ago. I was supposed to fight Roberto Garcia, and
I remember that.
He actually ended up pulling out the date of the weigh-in. And I was, you know, just real jittery, wanting to fight, hoping they would find someone. They found someone for me, just like they did for DULORME, which is good for him.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting
Giannis?
A Cuban welterweight, I remember. Yeah, Cuban welterweight. I don't recall his name, but it's a Cuban welterweight that he's fighting.
Udonis? I hope they don't cut his check. You know,
but he was an Uber driver. No disrespect to Uber drivers, but to go from possibly making maybe thousands, not just $1,000 fighting Shawn Porter, to realizing like, damn, now my check may get cut 1, or I may not get a check at all. I mean, some people spend a check before they get it.
Well, on our behalf, it's more important to secure family and our mental state at this time than the money. Obviously, we're turning down a check.
That was my next question.
We're turning down a check. So, what's the question?
I was gonna but the flip side of that, I was gonna ask the other part to that is, you turned down a lot of money, and talk about the fiscal responsibility that you and I speak of sometimes about, like how the position that you guys are in, able to turn down a potential 6-figure, 7-figure fight in front of millions of people and say, no, this is the best thing for our family, and we're still okay.
Well, yeah, we're good because, you know, he listens well, and we maintain everything we have without overspending or, you know, being extravagant with our lifestyle. So we have I've probably had this sweatshirt now about 6 years. You know, we got a more. These got to be a couple years old. So we got a more grounded lifestyle, and that's, you know, us being able to say no to this fight didn't come down to, oh, we got bills to pay and we got this or that, or we don't have any stress on us from that standpoint at all. So that's a good thing, and that's the thing that you have to be thankful for as well, that, you know, if family needs you, if something happens, you know, you can be there and you don't have to worry about the stress of, oh, I gotta go to work, make this check.
Right.
Because, you know, there's some other things that need to be taken care of right now. And I actually watch a lot of your videos all the time, and I was telling Shawn, I said, take a look at some of Fred's videos. It was yesterday, right? You were looking at his video. I was telling him to take a look at some of your videos because they're very inspiring and thought-provoking. And most people on Instagram, that kind of stuff, they're just looking for the girls. They're just looking for, you know, what crazy thing just happened. Somebody fighting, a couple people in the parking lot fighting or something like that. But the stuff you're doing, it's something you can apply to your life. So it turned right back around, and I called you up and I said, look, hey, here's the exact same thing you're talking about.
I remember that.
And we're in that situation right now where, you know, because we've lived our life a certain way, we can say no to this fight. Yeah.
The Cleveland hat looks new though.
It looks new. It was from the World Series. Yeah,
you're on.
World Series. Yeah.
I want to ask you.
They're in first place again, by the way. I just looked at that a few minutes ago.
The AL, isn't it?
Yeah, in the American League.
In the NL, the Dodgers are, just FYI.
Yeah.
We might see you in October here.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I know obviously the WBC mandated Danny Garcia, but is there like a time limit on that for you guys? And I know kind of Danny Garcia's track record is kind of like he takes a big fight and maybe takes kind of two not so big fights or so, and then takes another big fight. Is that like a concern as far as with that mandate that you might have to wait for him to take a fight in between? Do you guys want to fight in between, or you guys, you know, what's your kind of idea with that?
We'll communicate what we need to make this fight happen. We were actually looking at having this fight next week and possibly doing a turnaround with Danny Garcia before the end of the year. So a fight with Danny Garcia before the end of this year is the ultimate prize for us now at this point. When you talk about, you know, losing out on money or fame, exposure, things like that, we're not worried about that. Like I said before, we're gonna take care of ourselves, our team, our family, and when we come back, it'll be like we never left. You know, I'm full of confidence when I say that. And like I said, we'll do what we need to do to get the ball rolling. I think I already did that. And I'm gonna do
Is the ultimate goal to end up getting a Diamond King match?
Absolutely. I mean, reality right now, Shawn's WBC #1 rated fighter, and beating Roberto put us in a position to fight Keith. It's only because Keith is not active right now that we're not discussing that fight. But unless he's planning on retiring, we're gonna have to fight Shawn Porter.